Hello and welcome to Media Monitor on the SABC News Channel, independent and impartial. Now, this is where we take a look inside the world of media, analysing the trends and the issues and the reporting, of course, of some of the week's top stories. I'm Peter Ndoro, and this is what's coming up on the show. We'll be chatting with the editor of SA Positive News. That's a website that's dedicated to producing feel-good stories in the country, and we find out why she felt the need to establish such a publication. Suggests that negative news headlines are largely due to the demand from readers. Well, one person who's trying to buck this trend and set up an online publication called SA Positive News is founding editor Amanda Matshaka. She joins us now on the line. Amanda, thanks so much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the program. Happy World Press Freedom Day.
Thank you so much, Peter, for having me, and good morning to your viewers.
All right. So I'm just wondering, what inspired you to set up SA Positive News? What was going on and that you felt that it was so important for you to do this?
You know, Peter, I've worked in a newsroom for over 10 years, and there was this one time that I had an interaction with one of my colleagues, and I wanted to find out if she had seen stories that were making headlines over the weekend. And she said that she doesn't watch news or consume any news over the weekend because during the week she deals with, depressive news stories, and weekends are just for her to just forget about that. And I thought, oh, wow, it means that, the kind of work that she does affect her somehow. And this one time I came across a discussion when Tata Mandela had passed. One of the presenters at one of the stations that I listened to said that he had stopped watching news or consuming any form of news because of the negativity and the depressive nature of news yet again. And so he just went back to watch news because he wanted to see the kind of coverage that I was going to get. And so I thought it means there are a number of people that have, this kind of perception and the effect that news has on them. And I thought, how about setting up something? Of course, it was a divine idea. How about setting up something that would then help them still, get some form of news and be encouraged as well to know that there's something good that is coming out of our country, our continent, and the world. So that's what inspired SA Positive News.
Wow. Okay, so talk to us about what news you do find and what stories are you telling?
We're telling good, positive stories that are coming out of South Africa. And I remember I was asked that, where do you source that kind of news? And I was like, what you focus on will expand. So where you pay attention, you will find what you're looking for. So positive news is around us, in the communities. People are doing great stuff to uplift their communities. And it's not only just good deeds, Peter. It is also about what our government is doing. There are some great programs that government rolls out that benefits communities. It's about different acts of heroism that surrounds us. So that's where we look at.
All right, so we're in the middle of a pandemic at the moment. I mean, you have to report about it. And what kind of positive news can you be reporting in the middle of COVID-19?
Yeah, it seems an impossible task to do, but I'll tell you what, Peter, we try to dispel the myths around this, by creating awareness about how the virus is spread, sharing precautionary measures, to take so that people can prevent the spread. And we know that there's a lot of fake news that has been going around. And so we try as well to just, caution people about such. And also, we ran an article about how the lockdown has helped in achieving desired outcomes. And this was shared by our health minister, Dr. Jolim Kize. And how the lockdown, delayed the peak of the virus. That's something good that people needed to hear. And again, we've got a large number of recoveries. And whenever we highlight this and report on this, we see the comments that, we get. People are given hope to say that it's not a hopeless situation. There are people that have recovered. And also there was an article that we ran, Peter, that talked about SA ranking second in being the reliable source of news surrounding COVID-19. So that's something good. It means that South Africa is doing well, and also with the regulations that have been put, with the lockdown, it's difficult for people to now peddle fake news, and those who are doing so, are held liable to a fine or even imprisonment. So that's good to know that we are doing this right, and we are here to report on that.
So how are people reacting to this? How are you able to measure whether you're getting traction and that this is what people want to see?
They've been responding very well. We started the publication in 2015, so in December we'll be 5 years old. From the time that we started, we've had such a positive response from the people, and in the past 3 months we continue checking our stats, and in a month we have over 100,000 visits, impressions, and it was also interesting to note that, to check, where do we have the most people that are visiting our site, and when that was done, we saw that in the UK, we have the most, and then followed by SA, then the US. And I wanted to find out why is that. And I learned that, when people leave home and are in other countries, they're homesick and they want to hear good news about what is happening back home. They don't want to be, having fond memories of home, and then when they look at what is reported, it dampens how they feel about home. So that's the reason why South Africans outside find the site appealing and interesting, because they want to hear about the good stuff that is coming out of our country. So the response has been very good.
And have advertisers come to the party? Because, for you to survive, you've got to get the clicks, and then the advertisers come. And we're seeing so many publications, both online and offline, struggling.
That's a very good question, Peter. Advertisers haven't been coming, and when I wanted to check why is that, I had people saying that, well, good news doesn't sell, positive news doesn't sell, and I think that it's about time that we dismiss that kind of thinking, and we could do with uplifting content. We could do with people being praised for what they're doing that is right, and because what is good and being put in the spotlight, people tend to emulate. So if we take that direction, I don't see a reason why we would say that good news doesn't sell. And we really want to call out on people that are interested to advertise on the website to do so. They won't be doing that in vain. We do have stats, we do have numbers to prove. And again, Peter, we have stories that we are telling of heroic acts, like I was saying, and we came up with SA Heroes Awards, and that platform has also attracted a lot of attention. And so you've got that platform, you've got the website, we've got an SA Positive News community on the socials that is getting very good response. So even when you are advertising on the site, it's not just there, it's on the different platforms that we have presence on. So that's our call, to say that you won't be wasting your money, you'll be investing in a good cause, and you'll be building a society that prioritizes the good that is happening.
And you know what, I'm picking up on something that you said a bit earlier on, and I do get a sense that if you are immersed in good news, it can lift a society, it can lift a community.
Definitely. And as you're referring to what I said earlier, what you focus on expands. If the only thing that we look at is negativity, is the bad, people will tend to drift towards that. But when we start changing things around and reporting on the good stuff that is happening, and we're not saying that what mainstream is doing is not right. No. We're saying that how about these other things? And I know that I must commend mainstream. There are those tail enders that you will find. So we're saying that even for mainstream, looking at the future, we are that source for your tail enders. So should you want to spice things up and add something, you can source from us. So we're positioning ourselves in that way to say that let the good also be covered just as much as we need to, cover facts and stuff that is happening around us.
All right, so 2015 you launched this. What does the future hold?
The future is looking bright, Peter. We started with young people that are studying journalism, and when we started, we worked with 2 journalism institutes, Boston Media House and GP College in Polokwane. And the reason why I looked at these institutes was that if you work with young people who are studying journalism and we take them at their second year of journalism, we are giving them a platform where they can put together a body of work that they can present when they look for a job, when they're done with their studies. And so we want to expand on that as well, to call on other colleges to join us, because we are helping them to gain, experience, and at the same time, we are also generating content. So that's what we're looking at, growing even further. Of course, we're calling on advertisers to trust us with their brands. We will do a great job. And again, Peter, I mentioned a little bit earlier that we want to be a source of your tail enders as mainstream. So you don't have to necessarily go out looking for these stories. If we are here, you can source from us.
All
so
right.
That's what we are putting out for the future.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much indeed for thinking up this great idea. And I'm certainly one that looks at this side. Thanks so much indeed to Amanda Matshaka, the founding editor of SA Positive News. Go online and click through. If positive news is something that you want to be immersed in, it can be very uplifting. And in fact, I'd love to hear from you. #SABC Media Monitor. What are your thoughts about having more positive news?